Thank you for tuning in to another week with Fathers Who Care. As always, it's a pleasure coming to you, the viewers on CAN TV, sharing with you individuals and resources in our community that has been extremely beneficial to our people and to the plight of what we're going through. Again, this is Fathers Who Care, and thank you again for tuning in. Thank you, CAN TV, for all you do and all the support that you have been providing. We appreciate all that you do. And now we got a special guest this evening. And our special guest, we're going to introduce to some and present to others. Most of you should know her because there we go. You should know her because she's no stranger to the show, and nor is she's a stranger to the community. But I'm going to introduce her first to you all, and then I'm going to ask a simple question. Because, Senator, we know as a rep, you had passion. Prior to that, your passion. But it appears that your passion just continuously grows and grows and grow. I think I know why. But I'm going to let you answer the question. I think I know why. You know, it's kind of hard to have a heart for the people and not have passion.
Yes, sir.
So I've been watching you since you came on years ago, and it has not changed. It's just like you just keep on plugging into that battery, all right? And every time we turn around, it's something special that you're doing, something special that you're helping others to do, and then you're continuously looking out for those who have been disenfranchised. So we want you to relax for a minute, and then we want you to tell us, because we know you've been running. Because every time I look up, I see you doing something. And every time I see you doing something, you're always doing something for our young people, for our seniors, for our community, for our midwives, and up and down, of course, we know that ride up and down the highway to Springfield. Mm-hmm. So you're doing that too?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do first, we're going to thank the Lord for this opportunity to come together. And thank you, God, for that, your grace and your mercy, and we ask that you would continue to guide us. We want to tell you all, thank you all for your prayers for Patrons Day, for those in remembrance. And listen, we're going to continue to pray for those who are out there who are blind, who are lost, who don't know which way to turn. Please do us one favor. Put the guns down. Please. Please just put the guns down. Now, with that being said, Senator, we want to ask you a couple questions. You ain't new to the show,
no.
But we want to inquire. I guess inquiring minds want to know, why are you so passionate? What has driven you to just kind of be so passionate about so many different issues? Healthcare, seniors, our young people, violence prevention, affordable housing. Why are you so passionate with so many different agenda items?
Well, I think, most know my story, but for those who don't, it's my lived experience. And I always talk about that because I think, when you are impacted by so many of those different issues, you understand what it's like. You walk in those shoes, or you walked in those shoes, and so you're not so far removed from it. Okay. And so you understand the people who you're serving. And I had a very, very diverse upbringing because of those experiences of being a homeless youth, living house to house, couch surfing is what I call it. Being in an abusive environment, working in a nursing home, assisting my grandmother who was paralyzed on one side with my sister. Like, just understanding what that felt like, and then working in a nursing home and understanding how that whole industry, how it impacted not only the seniors but the workers, and how the funding was allocated to the different nursing homes and who gave them the funding, which was the state. And then being a young mother, feeling like I was on a hamster wheel pretty much my whole life.
Now, you're a mother, right?
Yeah, a mother of three boys.
And passionate.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And so I know what it means to go through that struggle. And so I'm walking in those shoes every day. I am talking to people who share that story. And I know that there's a whole lot more that government can do
Okay.
to help lift people out of poverty, that can lift people out of that dark space of feeling like they're not being heard or being seen, feeling like there's just no real progress. And so I'm hungry, and so I'm not gonna stop whether I'm in this position or not, because I was doing this work way before I got the title.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a lot of people don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I had already been out there working and advocating and fighting, and so I'm not gonna stop until everybody can get to a place where they feel like they can finally just breathe.
Okay.
So that's
So-
why you see me kind of bouncing in all these different spaces.
Well, I think, I mean, the more the merrier. I think, true servants, they don't rest. There's always something to do.
Yes.
And it's a saying, if you really want to get something done, give it to someone busy, because they are used to getting things done.
Yes, I'm a worker.
That's a worker bee. That's what we do, right?
Yes.
And you have been committed to it. We know that you're a passionate woman, you're a faith-driven woman, you're a mother, but you're also rooted. What I mean when I say rooted, I mean most folks can do work and some work do folks, all right? I mean, you out there because you're really trying to empower the least of them. And what we want to do tonight is use this show to see how we can collectively bridge the gap between our community and our elected officials. I think all of our elected officials are good people. I really do believe them. And I do believe that they are called to do service. I just believe that some of them can work more collaboratively with others, and some of them can understand that they're public servants and that their job is to empower their constituents. I believe you have that power. I know you love what you do, and every time I see you doing something, it seems like you get more and more energy in it, because I see you're driven by the empowerment of the people.
Yes.
Would that be fair?
That is very fair.
So talk to me and tell me, what can we do as community stakeholders? And we really want to know about some of the legislation that you're promoting, what's going on in the state. I mean, we know on the federal level we got some issues going on. We got some issues with immigration. We got some issues with the national. I mean, there's plenty of issues to pick from, all right? If we want to just pick issues out, we're going to do that. We can do that, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to just pick out issues. I want to talk about solutions.
Yes.
I want to talk about what we can do and what we are doing, because there's never going to be an end to issues, all right?
Correct.
So I like to talk about what's working and what we can do as a collective to empower each other.
Yes.
So tell me, what can we do to help you to bridge that gap among the community, and let's just say your office and maybe the state of Illinois?
Oh, definitely. What I see is that a lot of people work in silos, and community, we have a lot of great organizations, boots on the ground, right? But for the people who are on the doors, and what I mean by that is that when I knock on doors, even when it's not a political season, I notice that issues change. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. What may be an issue this year may not be the issue next year.
Okay.
And so in order for me as a public official to stay on
And a
top,
senator.
and yeah,
Not just any public official, a senator
yes,
of
a
the
senator
5th District.
of the 5th Senate District.
Yeah.
In order for me to stay on top of it, I have to know what my constituents want.
Okay.
And some may not be as vocal. Some may be very vocal. And what I do is I identify those who have certain skills and I bring them to the table. Whether it be for volunteer, whether it be the phone bank to do wellness check calls, whether it be to volunteer to knock on doors, so that they can see the different parts of the district, because everybody is so disconnected. They think that their community is just a community that they live in. And I'm like, no, this is a whole district. And that's the beauty of being a senator, is that I represent 10 different communities.
Okay, 10 different
And so-
communities or wards.
Wards.
Okay.
And their
okay.
communities.
Okay,
So
in the communities, all right.
if I take members from North Lawndale by doing town halls and invite people from Bucktown, Wicker Park, near North Side, near West Side, and they're all in a room and they're talking about what the state is doing, but then I pull in these other partners, they're getting a whole different experience.
Okay.
And then what I do on my town halls is I teach them the process. This is how you slip a bill in support. This is how you slip in as a opposition of the bill. This is how the budget process works. I'm giving that added education around government because that's what's lacking in our communities. And
How
so
it
when
work-
people how it works.
Yeah.
And so when people don't know how government works, they're going by what they're hearing.
Okay.
And sometimes third-party information becomes misinformation.
Okay.
And then now people are angry because they think you're lying to them. So I like to invite them into that space and educate them and show them, hey, this is what it really is.
So you're about transparency.
Transparency, because you have to have that. And also it just lowers people's blood pressure.
Okay. So go ahead.
And I educate them about the bills. You know, I'm not afraid to talk to somebody about a bill that I've
Can we go
voted
there?
on.
Can we go down that road?
Let's go down there.
You've been actively involved in numerous bills.
Yes.
You've been involved with advocating for youth development, healthcare services, disinvestment communities. You've been advocating for laws to give nurses, midwives more independence and flexibility.
Yes.
Encouraging residents to apply for more apprenticeship program. Helping to bring additional dollars in for job training. Pick what you like.
Come on.
Pick what you like.
I love them all, which is why I sponsor.
Right. I know you do. But I'm just showing you the diversity in what you're doing, all right? Even though there are some folks that's trying to, talk about DEI and all this other foolishness. Okay, fine. It is what you want it to be on your end. But on our end, we know that people need help.
Yes.
And we need to bring resources, which is taxes, to help those individuals who need help. So take whatever you want to take and let us know
So
how
I
you feel.
attack things from different angles because there's so many things going on, especially in our community.
Okay.
And so when you talk about birth equity, that bill is loaded with things.
Okay.
It is to address the African American, infant mortality. And so in that bill, I have $1 million diaper equity program. Why? Because the federal government doesn't look at diapers as a necessity. So it's not
Now,
covered.
diapers for the babies.
Diapers for the babies. Why?
Okay.
Because a lot of moms are forcing their babies to potty train. The problem with that is they have infections early. There's situations where you're putting stress on the child. And it's just like when you're dealing with a senior, right? Some kids are being stuck in their diapers for long periods of times, which cause diaper rashes and unnecessary emergency room visits.
Okay.
This is not just in Chicago and urban areas. This is downstate too.
Okay.
And the data, it proves that if you were to have access to diapers and not the ones at the gas station like I used to have to do, there's a good quality of life for that child. And so that's $1 million going to that. And in our district, $450,000 was allocated to two centers, the McDormand and then the UI Miles Squares Clinic, and then of course others. And then there was a tax credit and to build the first birthing center on the south side, which we got one that we need to come here to the west side too.
And you also create. You also was instrumental in bringing resources to the Ma'afa Redemption Center.
Yes, $1 million for them to build their center, the MAC Center, which we just did the groundbreaking event on last Sunday. And the Sankofa Village too, and even some of their partners, some of their partners in there, like the YMCA and so forth. And so a lot of people don't know that, but yes, I've done that as well because I'm just constantly working and I'm not really promoting what I'm doing, which is one of my, mishaps, but for those who watching, they know.
Yeah, and I'm watching. Believe me. But you're passionate about it. You're passionate about it for several reasons. We know the Wellness Center is something that's definitely needed on the west side of Chicago, specifically on Madison and Kildare. But there are also the investment and the support of the Ma'afa Redemption Center. Of course, these are brothers from the community, brothers who have formerly been incarcerated or reentry, or how you want to call them. You might want to call them reentry brothers, returning citizen, whatever you want to call them. They are men on a mission. All right.
Yes.
They're men on a mission. They're men who have been through some things, who have changed their lives around, and they're there to empower young men, which a lot of folks are afraid to talk to.
Exactly.
I mean, young folks have a certain way, a mindset, a certain style, but some folks are afraid to deal with the young people because the young people are communicating, but they're communicating their way.
Correct.
So we have to
if
be
you don't understand that language, then you look at them as a threat, but they're not a threat. And mostly what these young men need is just love or be told that someone loved them. And before I got here, I just met with some other young men with another program at Pastor Archery Phillips Church.
Okay.
And again, blown away because these men, These men are looking for another way out.
Okay, that ain't the target program, is it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
But they're looking for another way out.
Right.
And when I look at these young men, I'm looking at my sons.
Okay.
I'm looking at my cousins. I'm looking at my brothers. I'm looking at, the possibilities of what can happen if you give them another option so they can get out of this survival mode.
Okay.
These are the young people. These are the men who have been left behind.
Okay.
And so I'm just giving them another option. And so how about I
why?
can help them?
Why?
Because they deserve it. They're people too.
Okay.
And people think that because the guy's sitting on the corner that's doing whatever it is that they're doing to make money, that they're not a part of the community when they are. So I talk to them too. And you'd be surprised at how smart they are.
No, I wouldn't.
I do.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I talk to them.
Because I know it.
Yeah, I talk to them.
And I know they respect you, and I know they respect the community. But if they don't have any resources, they're going to create resources.
Correct.
I mean, most of them, I can't speak for what they do or how much money they make, but they're running businesses. All right, they're running businesses, so they have the acumen, they have the mentality to do that. They just need to direct some energies into another area.
avenue to do
But
it.
go ahead, Senator, and tell us about some of the other things. I mean,
And
'cause
then,
you're not short on it.
The Squatters Bill, Senate Bill 1563. I got that from a constituent again in the district. Squatters, yes. So pretty much what it does is it gives law enforcement the tools that they need to remove squatters from property. It is.
I mean, people living in your place that don't.
Correct. That's
don't
not
pay
supposed to be there.
rent.
They're trespassing at the end of the day.
Right.
There are folks who want to move the bill up because it doesn't go into effect until January 1st. But what I explain to people is this: you have to give people in these departments, especially our officers, an opportunity to learn what the new law is, which is why we expand it out for a certain period of time, because they have to adjust. You can't make something effective immediately if there's not a lot of education around it. You have to give it time to promote as well. So, but it's something that has been long overdue, and I do take input from constituents. There are several pieces of legislation that I've passed that were constituent-driven. So I'm somebody who, again, I always tell my constituents, we're partners. I'm not just your senator, I'm your partner, and this is a partnership. And so I'm more successful when we're working together. I'm listening and I'm putting it on paper.
Right. So the folks can come in there and they may have an ideal and they may not know how to articulate it all the way, or they may not know how to draft legislation, but they know what they're talking about because they're talking from experience or something.
Correct.
So you would put that into the form of possibly some legislation and possibly send it up.
Correct. The Community Healers Program that Valerie Leonard is doing, that was an idea that she had.
Yeah,
she said she took it to multiple other folks in the past. Me and her talked about it, and I confided in her and said, hey, a lot of black non-for-profits, they're on a stop list because small errors or they don't know how to do certain things. If only we just had somebody who could train them or teach them how to do it the right way. And she's like, wait a minute, I got a proposal. And here we are 3 years in, and you look, it has expanded to the west side, south side, you name it, right?
Valerie has a passion that ain't new to it.
Oh, yeah. And so,
Utopia.
again, nonprofit Utopia. And so these are things, and I allow her to do that because that's her baby. But my job is to support it. And so I'm looking at these investments and I'm thinking about long term. I'm not thinking about short term. I'm thinking about what would this look like in 10 years?
Okay.
What would this community look like in 10 years? I love development, but not displacement.
Okay.
Because if we're developing a community, then the people who live here should be able to stay here.
So do you think that the state is in good financial shape, or do you think that the state is in a deficit that's maybe gonna have to tax folks again?
We are looking at a deficit, I will be honest there. And I always prefer people back to pre-pandemic, when we were in a pandemic. You got to think about that. Everything shut down.
Right.
A lot of people had to rearrange how they, shopped. A lot of people went online. A lot of people, quit their jobs or, couldn't go to work for whatever reason, whether it was their own personal health or their loved one's health, you name it. Now we're post-pandemic. ARPA dollars are out. But a lot of those businesses weren't able to come back up either because a lot of people
after that.
Correct. A lot of
Yeah.
the stores too, because people were still shopping and people have gotten comfortable with shopping offline.
Right.
And so there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. I think financially though, we've made expansions. We've created more programs and services. We have put down a lot of the debt that the state has had for decades.
Mm-hmm.
We've created a new rainy day fund in case another catastrophic event takes place.
Is COVID on the rise again?
Now that I personally don't know. I've heard some things, but I personally don't
Yeah,
know.
I
But
heard-
with the
I heard
federal
some-
government cutting the CDC again, you just never know what's going on, right? And
But
so
I've heard folks saying
that is starting.
Well, that has never
climb
went
back
away.
up. No, it hasn't.
But
It has not.
But they're saying it's like an uptick now. There might be an uptick. But anyway, what else? Senator, talk to us.
So back to the budget thing. I feel that we do have to pay a little bit more attention to our finances, especially with everything that's going on with the federal government, which affects the state. And the state cannot hold all of the cuts that are happening at the federal level. And that's what people have to understand too. And so, we're just going to have to be a little bit more conservative when it comes to spending.
Okay. So now, with some of the things that you're passionate about, what's new in the district? What have you got going on in the district that you would like for the community to be involved in?
Everything.
Listen, I love. I'm gonna tell you, I know you do. I know you do. But you know what I really love, and I love seeing it every time I see it. I love the fact that you're continuously looking out for the seniors. That you're bringing resources to the seniors because so often they are overlooked. But I like the fact that you're working with Black Men United and other groups to bring resources to those who are disenfranchised, those who can't get out as like they should. But you tell me what else you think we can do to help you.
So, I mean, oh my gosh, it's so much, and I know we don't have a lot of time.
But tell them, give them your number and tell them what to call. Volunteering.
My number is 312-298-9181. Coming out to the office, volunteering. Any organizations that are within the 5th Senate District or not in the 5th Senate District, I welcome you to the West Side, near North Side, to come and work with me because there's still so much to be done.
Give them that number one more time.
It's 312-298-9181, and I'm located right on the Cermak and Millard, 2165 South
Sound like
Millard.
you're in North Lawndale.
I am in North Lawndale.
That's our training ground. We come right off of 3600 West Ogden. Ratwell Family Focus and WAC and all of those groups. So we all come out that neighborhood back in the day with the Ernie Jenkins, the Bill Henry, and all them folks, the Chandlers and all of them. So we got history over in there. And if you don't know, you need to know. You need to go back into the community and see how the community is growing.
The Restorative Justice Center.
The Restorative Justice.
invested in that.
Dennis Deere.
Yes, and I'm on the inside.
Yeah, that's Dennis Deere.
I started that up when I was a state rep. And so now it's fully open. And if you haven't seen it, you should go and check it out. So there's a lot.
Those who know Dennis, then you should know what we're talking about. Dennis was of course real strong on mental health. He's made his transition, and of course he superseded Robert Steele. He came in behind Robert Steele, who was our guy, who came in behind Bobby, who was our queen. So those of us from the neighborhood know the history, and we want to thank those of you who are doing the work. But the senator just said, if you're interested in being involved, she would like for you to be involved.
Yes.
Give her a call at the office. Come on out and volunteer. Come on out and participate in some of the programs. We know you can't be at everything. We understand that. But how about a website, if they can get onto a website?
Yeah, so they can go to Senator at Lakesia Collins. Oh my gosh, I'm giving them the wrong one.
Senator
Email
Lakesia
office
Collins.
at
You ain't got to do no more Google.
Office at LaKesiaCollins, and then LakesiaCollins.com.
I'm telling you, all you got to do is put it in there, Lakesia Collins.
And everything will pop up.
Everything gonna pop up.
All pop up.
That computer, that Google ain't nothing to play with. And that Google get you right up in there. All you do is put up in there the name and it's gonna come up. Everything that's going on is gonna come up. So listen, we want to thank you all for tuning in. Also, we want to thank you all for loving on each other, for supporting each other, forgiving each other. But most of all, let's continue to, as you alluded to, let's not work in silos. Let's work collectively. Yeah, everybody can bring something different to the table. Do that. Do it. Bring it to the table. However, understand that it takes all of us to get the work done. And there's no little eyes, all right? There's no little eyes in you. We need each other. We can do it. can you do it? God bless you. God keep you. One closing comment before you leave, Senator.
I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it.
There you go. There you go. So if you're being loved, love back. That's all she said. Give up some love and you'll get some love.
Yeah.
So we thank you so very much. Tune in next week. Same time, we're going to keep it moving. We want to thank the Senator for all you do. Continue
Thank
to
you.
be careful out there. Continue to do the good work that you're doing. And you know we're here for you if you need us for whatever you need us for. We want to definitely keep you in the loop on what's going on in the neighborhood. And we want to thank you for what you do.
Thank you so much.
God bless
I
you.
appreciate it, brother.
We see you later.
Bye.